Very good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Really excited to speak to the students and parents of Woodlem Park School. Um, Special thanks to the school management for allowing us to speak to the students. We still have a lot of our attendees who are joining the link, so we shall wait for another couple of minutes and we will begin the webinar. The agenda today is to help students and families define their career goals, their dreams, and based on that, give them a little bit of a roadmap how to reach that dream. As we always say, that education is important, but it is not the destination. It helps us reach the destination. So we're going to talk a little bit about the long-term goals, career opportunities, where do you want to be in the future, and how from now you can start planning to reach that future. So really look forward to having this bright and shining morning with all of you. We'll try to disseminate as much knowledge and information as we can in the next hour. We still have attendees joining us. So we'll begin the session soon. As you all can see, Q&A section on your screen. We highly recommend you to start writing your questions there. Let us keep this session interactive. So if you have questions related to any specific career, any specific universities, countries, the admission processes, please do ask your questions in the Q&A section, and one of us will respond to that. And I'll try to cover those within the information session today. In case if you're not able to get the answers to your questions today, please do reach out to us. My colleague Anupriya is with me. She will leave an email ID where you can actually reach out to us and ask more questions. Anupriya, please do give me a heads up when you want us to begin.
Sure, Varun. We are just waiting for a few more students and parents to join in, and we'll start within maybe 2-3 minutes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Varun, we can start the webinar now.
Fantastic. Once again, very good morning. My name is Varun Jain. I'll tell you a little bit of a story. When I was actually in high school, I grew up in an environment where there were a lot of engineers and a lot of doctors. And I was really motivated to, study sciences and engineering. That was the academic side. But at the same time, parallelly, I was extremely interested in writing, in communicating with people, in participating in debating competitions. And my desire was to do something where I could use the skills that I had, the interests that I had of building relationships and communicating with students. But I did not know what to do. But I had to take a decision on which steps I should be taking next because I was lost. Then somebody came and told me, don't worry about what you're going to study and what steps you're going to take right now. Start thinking about the kind of lifestyle you want to lead, let's say 8 to 10 years from now. So if all of you are, say, 14, 15, 13, 16 years old, you have to start thinking when you will be 23, 24, 25, 27 years old, what kind of a lifestyle do you want post your undergrad, post your master's degree? And then let's start planning backwards. Do you want to work for yourself? Do you want to go out and work for someone else? Do you want to live in Dubai, or you want to go and live in New York or Toronto or London or Singapore? Do you want to be in a profession where actually you utilize your ability to conduct research? Or are you more like an experiential learner who wants to be in an environment where your learning experience is all about doing things, not just about reading things or listening to a lecturer? Start identifying who you are. Start defining what your goals are, and then start crafting the roadmap to achieve those goals. So in today's session, that's what I'm going to try to cover. And please do feel free to ask as many questions as you might have. The biggest question is, what is the right fit for you? A right fit could be very different for different people. You get 100% marks. Still, you decide, I don't want to go to an IIT or MIT or Oxford or Cambridge, because the right fit for me is right here in Dubai. For some people, even if they get 70%, 60% marks, they would say, my dream is to go abroad, let's say to Canada, to the US, and to the UK and study. But at the same time, I probably do not have the right grades. I might not have the right resources to sponsor my education, but that's my dream. So that's the right fit for me. As long as I get into a good university where I learn something, and after I graduate, can I stay there for some time to work and then get a permanent residency in that country, in one of the organizations? That's my goal. Then choose your university keeping that in mind. You have to start building your spreadsheet. Spreadsheet is an Excel sheet where you start downloading what's going on in your mind, start coming up with a list of universities, then start coming up with what are the requirements of those universities, then put down the information about the tuition fee, the scholarships, and then slowly start eliminating the choices that do not work for you. And you will have a final beautiful list of targeted colleges, programs that you want to study. It's all about finding the right fit, guys. I applied to so many universities all over the world. When I was applying, got into many places, but the right fit for me was to go to Singapore to study at one of the top universities there, because it offered the program that I wanted. At the same time, It offered scholarship. It offered an environment that suited me. Well, if your right fit is in Netherlands or Ireland or Canada or the UK or the US or UAE, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, New Zealand, please pick that right fit for yourself. Let's talk about it. Now, somebody wants to go to a country that allows you to immigrate easily. Top schools like University of Toronto, University of British Columbia, Waterloo, McMaster, they are fantastic, not only for engineering or computer science, but also for the programs like psychology, biomedical science, kinesiology, which is more like physiotherapy, or someone who wants to study economics, finance, something related to marketing, or someone who wants to do international relations. The courses offered by the countries in Canada are fantastic. At the same time, the country actually offers you an opportunity to stay back after you graduate, and then you can even apply for PR and get your citizenship. Quite affordable. Top universities are slightly expensive, but they offer awesome scholarships to qualified students. So that could be your destination. Put it down on your Excel sheet. Then comes US. Well, wide variety of colleges. You've got the Ivy Leagues that are, Harvard and UPenn, Columbia, Yale, Princeton, Cornell, like all the top 8 Ivy Leagues, in addition to other top schools like Stanford and MIT and Georgia Tech and UC Berkeley and UCLA. They're great schools. If those are the ones that you want to go to, great. But at the same time, there are many universities in America that probably don't appear in top 25, top 50 ranking. But out of 5,000 universities and colleges in America, there are many which offer great career opportunities. So instead of going to like one of the very expensive top schools, you might go to a small school, let's say San Jose State University in the middle of Silicon Valley, and you get awesome jobs after you graduate. I know a student who ended up going to State University of New York, Buffalo. He was passionate about cars and ended up pursuing his mechanical engineering and currently works for Tesla. I just spoke to a girl who went from Dubai to study at University of Texas, Dallas, and she did her electrical electronics and a little bit of a minor in computer engineering and currently works for Honeywell in Atlanta. So even there are a lot of regional universities which give excellent jobs. You want to build a career in bio-related field, research, etc., but you don't want to become a doctor. Maybe going to a place like Indiana could be great because there are companies like Eli Lilly, which have their headquarters and they're doing like cancer precision research, medicine research there. So when you're choosing university, it's not just about the ranking. It's also about what else will they offer you. And that is an important part of reaching the lifestyle that you want to achieve. Moving on, of course, the Europe, the UK is fantastic. If you want to study medicine right after high school, if you want to study dentistry, if you want to study law, these programs you cannot pursue in countries like the US or Canada after high school. Hence, going to the UK could be fantastic. All the medical program in the UK are governed and run by the GMC, which is the General Medical Council. And everybody who graduates ends up working for the NHS, which is the National Health Services of the UK, which means even as an international student, your career path is very well set. You get into NHS, you get trained, you become a specialist, and then if you want, you can go to America, take your US MLE, which is the medical license exam, or you can come back to the UAE and practice here. At the same time, there are many other countries within Europe, such as Netherlands, which has fantastic programs and beautiful combination of engineering, sciences, economics, law, and creative side as well. So if you enjoy art and you want to get into, let's say, product design, digital design, fantastic programs are offered by universities in Netherlands, which are extremely affordable in comparison to the North American universities, where you might end up spending 60, 70,000 US dollars a year. But of course, there are huge scholarship opportunities too. In Netherlands, you might end up actually spending less than 10,000 euros a year, right? And still get great education. At the same time, an opportunity to stay back after you graduate for minimum 2 years. And then you might also be able to apply for your PR and get the citizenship. Another country in Europe is Ireland, which actually is quite popular because it's the Silicon Valley of Europe. So Silicon Valley of Europe, lots of tech companies are there. Some amazing universities like Trinity College Dublin, University College Dublin, highly ranked school with beautiful programs from medicine to engineering to data analytics to psychology to economics to business to international relations, and even programs like architecture and art and design are available with excellent career opportunities. And then you come to a little bit of the Eastern Europe. You can look at countries like Hungary, Czech Republic, also, programs in Italy. They are actually fantastic. You have to focus on finding the right fit. Do you have a desire to learn a new language or live in a place with a lot of history? That's what you want. Go ahead and do that. But remember, go back to lifestyle that you want to lead. Does that country offer those kind of lifestyle? UAE, again, is a fantastic place to study. If you think you want to stay back with your family, Dubai is growing. There are lots of job opportunities here as well. A lot of companies now have started hiring fresh graduates in Dubai as well. So do you think you want to probably pick up University of Birmingham campus in Dubai, or you want to apply to American University in Dubai, or you think programs offered by Zayed University that are for international students, for which they offer excellent scholarships, are suitable for you because they don't have exams. It's experiential learning program. In each semester, you're working with a new company and you're actually doing a live case study. So your learning is beautiful. Your learning is experiential. Or if you want to pick up the international campuses of Indian universities, such as BITS Pilani Dubai campus or SP Jain or Amity, that could be good too. Again, when students and parents ask, is this college or is this university good? That's probably sometimes not a right question to ask. You have to figure out what is the right fit for you. All the colleges and universities are good in terms of the content that they offer, but one can be better than the other. So you can do a comparison between two, but this one, if it is suitable for you, it might not be suitable for me. And if it is suitable for me, and it might not be suitable for you. So we have to focus on finding the right fit for the student as well as for the family. All right. Moving on, you can look at the Far East as well, Singapore. I spent a very long time there. Excellent education. Malaysia, they have a lot of medical programs, engineering programs. A lot of international students go to study there as well. Even Korea and Japan are actually quite popular these days. And then comes, of course, Australia and New Zealand. New Zealand is a very safe place to live for students, to build their lives. Excellent programs across all the majors can be found. So that's basically the world. So the beautiful thing about your school is that they were open to allow us to speak to students who are as young as you are. And it is very important for you to start thinking from today, do I have my Excel sheet ready with the names of universities? And you can start with as long as 100 or maybe as short as 5 universities. But start writing down what programs they offer. When you read about the program, you will understand, oh, that's what they teach. I'm good in math and physics. It does not mean that I have to become an engineer. I can utilize the analytical skills that I have to become an investment banker or to become an analyst with a fast-moving consumer goods company. But as a student, do you know about all these things? Have you started to research? Have you started to compile this information on an Excel sheet, which will define the roadmap to the lifestyle that you want to lead in the long run? Moving on, well, we know students who study at all these universities. I would say from Ivy Leagues like Harvard, Yale, to universities, let's say in the UK, Lancaster and Manchester, to in Europe at Ezade. So again, it's about finding the right fit. Let me take a few case studies here, a few examples of students. And let's start with a student called Sarah. Now, Sarah used to go to an Indian curriculum school, very close to your school, actually, and she had a dream of going to the US. Family was slightly confused. Will we be able to afford the education? Will she be able to get into a good university? And Sarah had very, very diverse interests. She enjoyed math and physics, but she was also, or she is also, a very good artist. She wanted to combine these interests. She worked really hard for about, say, 2, 3 years, starting 10th grade onwards, ninth grade onwards, because when you're applying to universities, they look at your 9th, 10th, 11th, and the predicted grades of 12th. She worked hard. She was like, okay, let me give it a try. I might get in and I might be able to go. And for her to be able to go, it was very important that she gets a lot of scholarship. Surprisingly, to her, not to me, because I was very confident that she is a brilliant child who would be able to get into a good university, she got into 4 Ivy Leagues, including Princeton, Brown, Columbia, and University of Pennsylvania, plus many other top universities. And you'd be surprised to know that she got a 70% scholarship or a financial aid at Princeton University, where she's currently studying. And that scholarship made it possible for her to fly down to an extremely expensive, reputed Ivy League university in the US. So when people ask, hey, are the scholarships available for international students? They are available. But have you started to research about those scholarships? And have you started to prepare yourself to become eligible to get that scholarship? That's very, very important. Let's take one example from here. Now, Ribhav, a student who was very confused on where to go. He said, let me apply. He ended up applying to several universities all over the world. Because he wanted to study engineering, he applied to some of the top schools in the UK, got into Imperial College London. He applied to top schools in the US, was almost about to go to UCLA because he got in there. He also got into University of Toronto in Canada. And then he even applied for his US visa, got the student visa to go to UCLA in America. And in about July, he got an acceptance from Nanyang Technological University in Singapore, which is NTU. That's where actually I did my master's degree from, with scholarship. And the entire equation changed. And at the last moment, he and his family decided to go to Singapore. So he is currently pursuing his engineering in Singapore. So I keep telling students and families, you don't have to apply everywhere, but do apply to places that interest you. I'm slightly interested. Don't leave it, because your situation will change in next 1 year, in 2 years. You want to make sure that you keep your options open. You should not be in a situation that you don't have options and you regret, why did not I apply? Okay. Unless you try, how will you get those awesome scholarships, right? Let's take an example of a student called Meghna. Now, Meghna came from an Indian curriculum school, very bright child. After 10th grade, she said, I am 100% sure I want to get into accounting and finance. So all of you, those who are completing 10th grade or who are even in 10th grade, you can actually start pursuing ACCA simultaneously with your 11th and 12th grade. ACCA, which is the British CA, you can actually take a few papers every year, and you have to take total of 13 papers. Now, what happens is after 9 papers, you can apply, you have to write a thesis, and you apply to a university called Oxford Brookes University in the UK, and you get a degree from them. So some of the students that I know, such as Meghna, completed their 12th grade, ACCA, and got a degree a bachelor's degree in accounting and finance from Oxford Brookes University at the same time. So at the age of 18, you have all three things done. That worked for the family. It was a fantastic move for her as well as her family. She started articleship, doing some internships, then moved to London for a full-time job actually at the age of 20, and is now going for her master's degree at London Business School. All right. So again, some people would think, why do I have to, start studying and, start running behind a bachelor's degree when I'm in 11th and 12th? Why do I have to do this dual thing? Anyways, the board exams are coming up. I'm stressed. Hey, don't do it. But it could be a right fit for some of you, right? It could be a right fit that I have a British degree while I'm pursuing my high school, and I also become a chartered accountant accredited all over the world from the UK, right? So it's about what is the right fit for you. One more example I would like to take of this kid called Rohin Bajaj, went to an Indian curriculum school, was really, really, really determined and excited to go to America. Family very clearly mentioned, we cannot afford to send him to the US. Boy worked hard, built his profile, applied to many universities, and ended up getting into Boston University and many other universities, actually with 100% scholarship. So if you Google Boston University Trustee Scholarship, that gives you 100% scholarship to study in Boston University. On top of that, we have one more student this year who actually got the trustee scholarship at the Boston University. There's a 100% scholarship at Tulane, Tulane. The same student actually got a 100% scholarship combined with financial aid at Rice University, which is actually almost an Ivy League of South in Houston. These scholarships are available, right? But do you know about them? Have you started to research? Do you have a target? Do you have a goal? And have you started to build your profile to get into those universities and scholarships? I would literally push all the students to start dreaming, to start defining their goals. And then I'm sure you will be able to walk on that roadmap because of the lifestyle that you want to achieve. Just telling a student that, hey, get me 95%, get me 98%, get me 90% is not enough. The question would be, why do I need these percentage? Once you know to reach there, you need to cross this path, you will be self-motivated to deliver those results. All right. Well, let's move on a little bit. How does a college journey work? And I usually define it into 4 stages and call it an IPA model. Explore, identify, prepare, and achieve. You can't start preparing without knowing what you want to do, okay? And you think what you know or what you're going to do will be defined by your teachers, counselors, or your neighbors or your relatives. No, you have to start exploring yourself. Do you know the careers that you want to get into? And it was like, I'm confused. That's fine. All of us are confused. But what steps have you taken to take away that confusion? Have you started to research about universities and programs online? Have you built your LinkedIn profile, or have you written about to people who are, let's say, computer science engineer, or who are entrepreneurs, or who are a lawyer or a product design person? Have you Googled them? Have you written to them? Once you write to them, set up a meeting with them, understand what they are doing. There are people who really want to help. So if anyone who writes to me to know more about my university, I definitely reply to them. You have to put efforts. You have to start acting. You need to get into an action mode. You cannot expect your teachers, your counselors, your parents to give you everything on a silver platter. All right? Because you will say, why are you pushing me? Why do you want me to do this? Well, if you do not initiate it yourself, people will have to give you things that they think are right for you. Okay. And if you think that's not the right thing for you, you have to start exploring. When you explore, when you have that Excel sheet in front of you, today I read about, let's say, University of Twente. You'll be like, where is it? It's in Netherlands. It's an amazing university. And they have beautiful programs for literally all of you, from psychology to biomedical science to computer science to data analytics to data science. And it's pretty affordable university to study. Plus, they also give scholarships. So to me, my dream of going abroad to a nice country to study in a top university in a reasonable price is achieved. And they also have excellent job placements. So if you don't do research, how will you get to know about it? Maybe you apply to technical university outside Budapest in Hungary and be like, why should I go and study in Hungary? But in that university, they have a beautiful program in vehicle engineering, in mechanical engineering, because the university is right next to the Mercedes-Benz factory and Hilti's factory. So students who are studying there, they get to actually build the cars on the campus of those companies. You're learning to build a car or a bike when you're in undergrad degree, and it hardly costs about 6,000 euros, which is approximately, say, 22, 23, 24,000 dirhams to study in that university, and you might get some scholarship, which is sometimes cheaper to study than actually any university here or even a high school in Dubai. Have you done that research? Start exploring. Do not stop dreaming. Start dreaming, start exploring, and then you will identify, I have done this research. Out of these, this is the right one for me. Or these 5 are the right ones for me. Or these 10 are the right ones for me. Then let us apply there. Then we start preparing and you achieve that goal. So whether exploring your interests, choosing the right subjects in 11th and 12th, finding the right fit of university, preparing for exams, could be SAT, could be TOEFL, could be IELTS, and build your profile, your CV. Have I done some internships? Have I done some online courses? What essays I need to write? And then you get into a college. If I was not dreaming at the age of 14, 15, 16 to go abroad, I would not be where I am today. It all started with those dreams and aspirations. I started to explore back in 1999, 2000, 2001, when I was in high school, like you are. Somehow managed to find out a university which accepted students and also gave scholarships, applied there, got in with scholarship, and that's how life changed. All right. Otherwise, I would be sitting in a small town in Rajasthan, which is where I am from. Okay. So guys, from today, I'm not saying feel stressed, feel burdened. No, start getting into the action mode. Explore. I don't know what to study. Don't worry, start exploring. Look at the programs. You might find something. I hate math and physics. It's okay. You have other programs that actually could help you get into social impact consulting, international relations, integrated marketing, social media marketing. There is so much more that you can do. I like math and physics, but I still don't want to be a typical engineer. Don't worry. You can actually do a program which is a combination of applied mathematics, economics, and data science, which will actually help you become an amazing analyst who can work for McKinsey, BCG, Bain, Booz, KPMG, Deloitte, which are the top consulting firms in the world. Or you can actually work for Unilever, which is the fast-moving consumer goods companies in the world, as an analyst. You can do all that. But do you know about it? You don't, because you do not use Google or you do not use LinkedIn effectively today. You have to start putting efforts. So like how you have dedicated hours to your school time, how you sometimes go to tuitions, etc. Every day or at least every week, you should give 2 hours to exploration. Imagine 8 hours a month. You will end up spending easily 80 to 100 hours a year on your Excel sheet, which is all about exploration, where you're writing people. And then you actually, let's say I did masters in knowledge management, and you'd be like, what is this knowledge management, right? If you write to the person who's doing vehicle engineering or knowledge management, or who's a consultant, and write to them again and again, 2 3 times, set up a Zoom call like this, and then ask them, sir, what do you do? How's your job? Ask them hard questions. How much do you make? Will I be able to become rich if I actually do this? If that's your goal in life, right? Will I be able to build relationships? So at this age, at this juncture of your life, exploration is very important, which will help you identify. And when we were talking to your school, we realized that identification was one of the issues. And that is why I would say psychometric testing sometimes is extremely important. See, there are 20% people in this world who know what they want, and 80% people sometimes don't know what they want, which is fine. It's absolutely okay, right? Not everyone becomes an entrepreneur. There are some people who want to work for others. They like to have mentors. They like to have coaches. Even a coach needs a coach. I have a coach for myself who I talk to and actually talk to about my fears, my career goals. What do I want to do next in my life, right? So psychometric testing is not about just your personality traits, but it's also about your ability, right? Your personality might tell you you're empathetic, you should become a doctor, but your aptitude might not complement it. And you say, no, I don't want to study for 10 12 years to become a doctor. That's not what I want to do. So you can actually even find other professions. I did not even know the profession that I am in today, the business that I run of helping students to get into universities all over the world existed when I was in high school. So I'm sure you don't even know what you're going to do in the future even exists today. So either and if you know, start exploring. And if you don't know, even sit for a psychometric test and figure out what are your strengths, what are you good at. All right. And I keep asking students, what do you like about yourself? So tell me, what do you like about yourself? Do you like about yourself that, hey, I am very patient, I'm consistent, I like to experiment, I like to be creative, I like to talk, etc. These are important traits because they will remain with you for the rest of your life. And you need to identify a career which complements your personality. Otherwise, you will feel frustrated. And I work with a lot of candidates who come for master's degree and MBA when they're in mid-20s or even early 30s, and they say, I do not like this profession at all because it does not suit their personality, and they didn't think of the long-term lifestyle that they want to lead, right? So this could be one of the options for you. Now let's see, how does a college profile look like? So the college journey should begin from grade 9 itself, as a student, at the same time as a parent also. It's very important. I'm a parent of 2 kids, and we have to start planning early in many ways so that child is on track, he or she is doing right things, right activities, taking the right tests, and at the same time we are prepared with our resources in terms of finances, in terms of sponsoring the education of the child, etc., well in time. We should not get to know about these things 2 months before the college starts, right? So let us start planning from grade 8, grade 9 onwards. Now, first of all, remember, all the students, that to be able to get into a good university and to at least get the good scholarship, you need to do really well in 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and the predicted grades of 12th. These 4 grades are extremely, extremely important. Now, it depends on which universities you're applying to. Based on that, you have to take your standardized test, which could include SAT and ACT, which especially are required for the US universities. But if you're applying to, say, Canada, if you're applying to Singapore, and if you're applying to some European countries, these tests also can be used. SAT is out of 1600. It is a test that's valid for 5 years. So you can actually take it when you're in 10th grade or right after 10th grade. Your scoring is out of 1600, 800 for math and 800 for English. If you want to study medicine in the UK, you need to take a test called the UCAT or the BMAT, depending on the universities that you're applying to. All right, it's a computer-based test, and it happens every day between July and October. IELTS and TOEFL are English language tests, which you might have to take if you come from an Indian curriculum school. LNAT is a test which you need to take to get into law schools. Now, it also depends that which university you're applying to. Some of the universities have their own entrance exam, especially in Netherlands, especially in other countries, even in the UK. Some universities have their own entrance test. You will get to know about it as you start exploring. Your profile matters a lot. When I say when you're exploring, an exploration stage also includes your research, your Excel sheet is ready, and then you start doing some online courses. I want to become a product designer. Combination of math, physics, and creativity. Sign up, go to Coursera, and there are beautiful product design programs. I want to become an investment banker and work in a Wall Street. Can you do an introduction to investment banking, mergers and acquisition program online? Can you understand how financial modeling is done online? I want to become a psychologist, but I don't want to become a counselor. That's okay. Have you Googled the jobs for psychologists in the corporate world? Loads of job opportunities. An interactive psychologist, a consumer psychologist, jobs at companies like Lego, companies like Amazon, companies like Apple. They need to understand the consumer psychology. So it has a huge career, huge career. All right. So we think that if I study psychology, I have to sit and become a counselor. If that's your passion, yes, that's what you should do. If that's not your passion, don't think that that subject does not have career. I must tell you, even if you study English literature, French, Spanish, international relations, anthropology, every stream has an amazing career. It depends on you, how you prepare yourself, and have you focused on identifying what is the right choice, which is the second point in IPA model. All right. So when you're doing these online courses, when you write to these people, have an interview with them, request them, can I come to your office? Can I shadow you? Right? When you do all these things, your profile and your CV is automatically getting ready. And that CV and profile will help you get into the university. All right. And based on these experiences, you start writing your essays because now you know what you want in your life. So when you're writing a personal statement, what is your goal? And what have you done to define that goal will be clearly mentioned in your essay and the personal statement. And because you have done all these things, you walk to your teacher or you walk to your internship supervisor and say, can you please give me a recommendation letter? And they can mention all these things that you have done. So you see, when you're exploring, when you're identifying, you're actually preparing. And you will be able to achieve what you want. Sometimes I feel we as coaches fail to explain the importance of what you need to do today and its impact 10 years from now. We just say, study. It's not about studying. It's about finding motivation. It's about finding the drive. It's about finding the goal, the long-term goal. All right. It's about dreaming. Okay. So students, my suggestion to you would be identify and start dreaming to achieve that goal. And all this will become a cakewalk for you. Okay. Because you're working towards that, not to get grades only. All right. Moving on. When you're choosing universities, make sure your Excel sheet has everything, the right programs, the location. Is it the right place for the family to easily travel? What is the cost of the program? Do they offer scholarship? Diversity is good or not? Will the language be a problem? All those things are extremely important. There are amazing new age careers that are available. As I said, we spoke about liberal arts and psychology. Oh my God, so many jobs are available these days. Combine it with a little bit of technology or analytics. And technology and analytics do not mean that you have to code something. You don't like computer science. I don't like computer science. I'm not good at it. But do you know how to utilize the technology, right? We all do know. We all use laptops and tabs and phones, etc. these days. So it's about just using certain types of tools that are available. You want to get into the deals of investment banking, private equity, consulting. Do you even know what does it mean? Do you know the life of a consultant? How many hours they sleep? But at the same time, how much money they make, right? To become a consultant, there is no prerequisite. You just need to be smart. You need to be good at advising people. That's about it, right? But McKinsey, BCG, Bain, Booz, they all give excellent, packages to people who are starting. But what you need to do to get in there, how to solve a case study, right? Do you know the basic financial modeling? Do I need to become an engineer or a finance guy, etc., etc.? Well, literally, you can come from any curriculum and still become a consultant. All right. You enjoy biology, except medicine and dentistry, you could also get into biomedical sciences, biomedical engineering, lots of opportunities. Even pharmacy, actually, internationally has beautiful career. People think that pharmacy is all about just opening a, pharmacy shop. Not really. Lots of international pharma companies have beautiful job opportunities. Well, I would say with OTT platforms, Netflix and Amazon Prime, etc., huge scope for people who are into creative world. If not in front of the camera, behind the camera, huge job opportunities. You need to find the university in the town where Netflix also has its production house. And it's not only in America, it's all over the world. So you need to pick a city where the production houses are. And as a student, you get in to become an intern, and slowly you learn and grow and get a job there, right? That's the research you need to do. That's the exploration you need to do. Industrial design, product design, interior design, anybody who's creative, but hey, I don't want to just become a fashion designer or an artist. Combine it with a little bit of technology. You would be the next one designing the, Apple AirPods, or like the beautiful laptops that they have come up in association with Burberry, like the luxury brand, combining together. So the customer experience these days is very, very important. And customer psychology is very important. So any skill that you have, and that's why I'm telling you, identify what are your skill. Any skill that you have is suitable for one or the other industry, and you can build a career in that industry. Okay. Moving on, let's pick one more. Cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, everyone talks about it, but AI, ML is great, but cybersecurity is becoming a big space. You will find C-level executives in risk management department of big banks and companies, and they spend millions of dollars on cybersecurity right now. Lots of job opportunities, and that could come through not just computer science, but also computer engineering, software engineering, or even just by doing a direct course in cybersecurity. All right. And you can go up the ladder. So it's all about exploration and identifying what you want to do. Well, we at UniHawk love to work with students and families as early as they are in grade 8, grade 7, at the age of 13, 14, etc. We help you identify what you want to do. We help you prepare with different types of tests. We help you build your profile. We do psychometric testing. And we also have an initiative called Learning Lab, where actually our goal is to help you build your profile. So we are actually bringing Harvard YLC program to Dubai. So in case if you're interested, if you're between the age of 13 and 17, Harvard College from the US is coming down to Dubai with 10 mentors. And in this 5-day intensive program, you will actually get to build your own social impact project. You will get to build and hone your leadership skills. And that will help a lot in your college profiles as well. At the same time, there's a program happening in entrepreneurship by Columbia University, which is also coming to Dubai. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to build your own business, it doesn't mean that you want to take business. Even if you're a computer science student or if you're an art student, does not matter. You can actually learn how to build a business. That program is happening in August. So our goal is to bring opportunities from top universities all over the world to Dubai so that it becomes accessible to all the students. At the same time, there is a wellness program. We've seen a lot of students struggling when they go to university. They don't know what to eat, how to manage their time, how to manage stress, how to take care of their health, how to do grocery shopping. So it's a very interesting program run by two of the health coaches, which we run at UniHawk. So if you're interested, you can get into this program as well. Well, to get in touch, please scan this QR code and you can actually write to us, fix an appointment for fixed consultation as well. Before I finish, I'm going to show you a sample of an application and an Excel sheet that actually you should be building and how you should explore your entire journey so that you can define a goal. Before I take the questions, I'm going to change my screen. For instance, this is an Excel sheet of a student where you come up with a summary. Within the summary, you actually write down all the exams that you have taken 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. If you want to study medicine, you put your, when will I take my UCAT exam, or when will I take my SAT exam, when will I take my IELTS exam. Then you actually come up with the requirements for final application. Academically, what I need to do, put in yellow. Non-academically, what I need to do in terms of getting activities, in terms of getting Common App essay, my personal statement, my recommendation letter, my transcripts, etc. So you put the entire sheet down with deadlines in front of you. Then within activities, what will I do? How will I show that I'm a leader? How will I show that I have a career focus? How will I show that I have learned something? How will I show that I have left a social impact, or I have good communication skills, etc.? And in each area, let's say you have done nothing. Don't worry. I said, let's visualize. So what we did is we have visualized all these things for this child, that you do this particular online course, this particular online course, and this and that. And as soon as you start finishing each activity, you change the color to green. Done, 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 done. You will feel so accomplished and so happy that I have achieved so much. And all this automatically is getting ready for your college profile, for your CV, right? You will have essay topics here. You can actually come up with a list of universities. So let's say start with maybe 30, 40 universities, write down the names of universities. This is a medicine example. So, but it could be different for everybody, what score they need, when is the deadline, etc. And then the fee structure. And slowly you start reducing this list down to what works for you. All right. Now I'll show you how an application would look if you're applying to top university. Now this kid got into Stanford. First page is about personal information. Second page is about family information. Third page is about school and the subjects you take, honors, which is your awards, then SAT or IELTS, then it's 10 activities, and then it's the essay. Now, if you see, everything that's on your final application is what is here on your dashboard. And apart from this, you actually start looking at universities that work really well for you. Now, we also have a dashboard, at UniHawk, which we share with students, where you get to kind of prepare all these things starting from grade 8 onwards here. So your profile, your family information, your test information, your awards, your documents, you can prepare everything and keep it ready with you. And I was telling you a bit about, how to research for universities. Let's say, go and look at the program. For example, this program is industrial design engineering at, let's say, University of Twente, which is in Netherlands, right? What does it do? Combines design with engineering and technology to create strong products. So there are a lot of programs. Let's say, for example, if we look at something in psychology, right? Higher ranking school, what does the program do? And then they use terms like, for example, during the Bachelor of Psychology, you study mind and behavior, right? And then it also has a corporate side to it. Then at the same time, you look at some other programs such as Groningen, which is again one of the good universities, very reasonable programs. So start looking at universities and scholarships, start building your Excel sheet. That is going to really, really help you a lot. Well, guys, my name is Varun Jain. I'm the founder of UniHawk. We have a team of counselors and trainers who are here to help you out. Anytime you need any help, please do reach out to us. Unihawk.com is a website. Follow us on Instagram to get regular updates on what's happening and where all you can build your profiles. We run a lot of clubs and activities for students that could actually help you build your college profile while exploring and identifying what is the right fit for you. All right, what I'm going to do is go to the chat and figure out some questions. Please explain how can doing language course help like French or Arabic? Thank you for asking that question. I know a candidate who actually did triple major in French, Spanish, and English literature in the UK and is currently working as a top level trader in a bank. How? When you speak such languages, some of the top banks would hire you and say, can you take care of my HNI clients, like high net worth individual clients who have like hundreds of millions and billions of dollars? So he started taking care of those clients. And while doing that job, he learned a lot about trading and he did some short courses and he just communicates with them and he got a good job. At the same time, of course, journalism, writing, copywriting is a big career right now. You could work with YouTube, Amazon, because they have regional offices in all these countries, and they need people who actually are bilingual. So definitely, languages have very good career. What type of psychology is most suitable for schools? Schools, basically, I would say anything related to behavioral and clinical is what is suitable. Within that, you can even do career related psychology. You could do psychology where you study cognitive and behavioral psychology so that you can work with people who have special learning skills, etc. So yeah, that would be good. What are the options available for mass media and fine arts? Well, I would say mass media is a very it's a very old term that has evolved over a period of time, right? So now it's more of maybe say integrated marketing or media and communication. They have become kind of two separate fields. So if you look at the integrated marketing, it involves brand management, brand identity, PR, and at the same time, entire social media marketing. So look at those kind of programs if that interests you. And then comes the corporate communications, which is actually the non-tech part of the whole process. Scope for PA, which university is good for it? I don't know what do you mean by PA. Does that mean public administration or something else? Well, guys, my team has left my email ID already. My email is varun@unihawk.com, and we would love to set up individual meetings with you, and we would actually help you, identify right choices and careers. As I keep saying, success is never a result of coincidence. It's always a result of productivity, extreme level of planning, and very good execution. Success is nothing else. All right. So please start being productive. Invest your time in researching right things, invest your time in talking to right people, invest your time in exploring, identifying, and execution of things matters a lot. And for that, you need to have a plan. That's it. It's not a rocket science. And if you want to become a rocket scientist, great. I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing. It's all about identifying what you want. All right. Great. Thank you so much for sharing your Saturday morning with me. I hope it was useful. And as I said, please do write to us if you have any more questions, and we'd love to answer those questions. I had actually 1 hour time, and that's over. It's 3 minutes more than I was given the time. So over to you, Anupriya. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Good luck. Look forward to
Thank
seeing
you
you in
so much,
person at
Varun.
school.
Yeah, thank you so much, Varun. Thank you everyone for attending the webinar. If you have any queries, please you can leave your queries at the form that I have left in the chat box. Varun, you need to
In the
unmute yourself.
chat box, there is a link to a form. Can you please repost that link for everybody, Anupriya, so that they can reach out with their queries, and we'd be happy to answer them. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend with a lot of exploration so that you can identify and start prepping to achieve what you want to achieve. Signing off. Take care. Bye.